for children. So it includes books, stories, movies, cartoons, anything. The main audience here is children. Now, some characteristics we need to see, like we see often in children's literature, is simple and clear language. Because children are still developing their linguistic capabilities, the language of this kind of genre is very simple. It's like we might have read like Panchtantra stories, Akbar Birbal, Aesop's fables. Those words used are very simple, and like the difficulty increases as the target audience, the age of them increases. So simple and clear language and short length and easy narration. So children's stories we've seen, they mostly involve like some adult narrating those stories to children. More often than not, it's a narration rather than actual reading. So these stories are meant for easy narration and they're very short because for children, it's obviously for children. And for children to be able to grasp longer works is difficult at that age. And along with that also, the kind of subjects dealt with, they are also very easy because again it's meant for children. Then imagination and creativity. So these stories you might have seen, like there's magic, fantasy, and all kinds of things which do not exist in the real world because they are meant to foster creativity in the children and to encourage them to continue to imagine, to create, to read. One of the most important factors which come in children's literature is didactic element. So didactic basically means values, morals, and like basically the virtues you live by. And these stories are meant to teach those to children. So in a lot of these stories, there's a moral. So like when we had the Lion and the Mouse, the moral was a friend in need is a friend in need. So these kind of stories always end with some sort of message for the children, which basically like when I was presenting for my 21st century skills assignment, Neelu ma'am had said that giving the children a like concrete example helps them understand it better than just saying you should be a good friend. Showing them the story makes them understand it better. Now most of the characters and basically all the elements in these stories are children because again it's directed towards children. We have animals or magical figures. There are rarely ever adults in these stories, and so a lot of these stories focus on rhymes, repetition and dialogue because these things are easier to remember. We all know we remember songs and poems better than actual text. So a lot of these stories, even if they are prose, they have a poetic element to them. And there's a lot of repetition. Again, you might have heard the story of the three little pigs, which again and again the same line is repeated. And a lot of dialogue, because just indirect text is hard for children to understand. And they have a lot of attractive illustrations. So these illustrations help in that. And children's illustrations is a whole different field in itself, where they focus on the methods that most captivate children. And finally, children's literature is based on their daily life and experience. Because again, we need to use this literature to teach children that based on their daily lives or they have any morals which the children can use in their daily life. Now, for examples, we can see that basically all these are things we've already read and seen when we were children. We have fables. Fables basically have animals as their main characters. Then picture books. Picture books are meant for more like children younger than like 8 years old. But like when you start a kid with reading, picture books are going to be your best option because with a lot of pictures, the child has captivated attention and the child can imagine what's going on. Short stories and folk tales, which like when we were young, our grandmothers used to tell us stories from like their own culture. Those also count as children's literature. Rhymes, poems, comics, storybooks, and children's novellas. So novellas are meant for a little more older audience, think like teenagers. These are a little longer than your traditional short stories, but are still focused on children. They still have simple and clear language. And finally, why as teachers we need to focus on children's literature. Because you can help introduce new topics in a very interesting way and easy way. So let's say you're teaching something like hard work, and then you can tell them stories when like hard work is a main focus. Improve reading, speaking and listening skills. And today we can see that a lot of children don't know how to read because they're either like being focused only on audiobooks, or they have just have AI summarize their work for them. So at such point if we develop like an interest in children's literature, it will help children with their reading skills. It teaches values because again it's didactic in nature. It encourages storytelling, role play and dramatization. So when a child sees that the teacher is so basically like using literature, using stories to teach, the child also develops an interest in such things, and then it encourages the child's creativity. And like if you give activities in class or something, then again it can help the child to be more creative and imaginative. And finally, it promotes group discussions and critical thinking. So if you tell a story in class and you ask the class what you thought about it, and you talk amongst themselves about what they liked about the story, what they did not like about the story, it will help them develop the skills needed to basically analyze something and ask questions. So that is our presentation. Does anyone have any questions? No questions? Okay. So while this activity, the activity for today was just the PPT, but in like the future days, we're going to have you all tell us how you would like to use children's stories in your classroom when you become a teacher. So you can start thinking about it from now and have your answer ready. Thank you.